Attorney General by a week from today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. They're demanding the full Mueller report, not the summary William Barr released. They want to see the evidence the special counsel considered but made no conclusion on regarding possible presidential obstruction of justice. Now, William Barr will testify in the House in 2 weeks. Fox's Rachel Sutherland, live in Washington.
Dave, this hearing before the House Appropriations Committee was already scheduled, but Barr is sure to face questions about the findings of the special counsel. This is House Intelligence Committee Chair, Democrat Adam Schiff, says he accepts Robert Mueller's findings of no Trump-Russia conspiracy, but still has doubts.
I've said all along that we would accept whatever conclusions he reaches as a prosecutor. I've also said that there is a big difference between whether there's evidence of collusion, and I think that evidence is in plain sight.
Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Republican Lindsey Graham says he also has asked Barr to testify. Dave?
Rachel, the Pentagon's found up to $1 billion to give President Trump to build 57 miles of 18-foot-high fencing on the border. A House vote today is expected to fall short of overriding President Trump's veto of the resolution to block his emergency declaration. Success in the sky. The U.S. military shoots down a test missile with 2 interceptors fired from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. The missile was launched 4,000 miles away, resembling the type North Korea or Iran might use. Starting today, bump stocks are banned. If you have them, you're supposed to turn them in or destroy them.
Bump stocks are attachments that essentially allow shooters to fire semi-automatic rifles continuously with only one pull of the trigger. They were used by Stephen Paddock in the October 2017 Las Vegas massacre, which killed 58 and hurt hundreds more.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Attorney Michael Avenatti freed on bond in New York City as he battles charges he tried to extort millions from Nike. He claims he'll be exonerated. He's also charged with bank and wire fraud in California. This is Fox News.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
please be done.
Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Guardians of the Grass, run with us on a John Deere X300 Select Series lawn tractor built for versatility. Because when you take pride in your lawn, you do it all. You mulch, bag, haul, grow, mow, and a whole lot more. And that's why the X300 Series takes care of everything with attachments for all your spring and summer projects. Because you're not just doing yard work, you're creating common ground for the whole neighborhood to enjoy. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Search John Deere X300 for more.
It was another night of Israeli versus Palestinian fire. Israeli aircraft bombed targets in Gaza as Palestinian militants shot rockets back into Israel, where some people spent the night in bomb shelters. Some schools were closed the day after a rocket destroyed a home near Tel Aviv, wounding 7 people. More Brexit drama in Britain's parliament.
In a blow to Prime Minister Theresa May's authority, lawmakers here voting to seize control of Parliament's schedule and hold a series of votes on the next steps for Britain's exit from the European Union.
The ayes to the right, 329. The noes to the left, 302.
The Brexit process is already delayed after lawmakers rejected the Prime Minister's plan for the divorce. The votes are expected tomorrow and are non-binding. In London, Simon Owen, Fox News.
A scare in Arkansas. Police in Conway got a call that several people were shot at an elementary school, but then police started doubting the caller's story and realized it was a prank. The caller was a 6-year-old child who used a disconnected cell phone to call 911 in the false report. A high school principal who lost his job in West Virginia for his interactions with a transgender student, now trying to get that job back.
In an attempt to keep his position, an attorney for Lee Livengood, who worked at Liberty High School in Clarksburg, West Virginia, says his clients did not know that teenager Michael Critchfield was transgender and didn't know he had an arrangement with the school to use the boys' bathroom. Late last year, Livengood allegedly followed the teen into the bathroom and said, "You freak me out," as he made the teen use the urinal to prove his gender. Livengood is appealing a decision by the school board not to renew his contract after that. The American Civil Liberties Union, they want the county to also mandate diversity training.
That's Ken Duffy. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
I'm going to go back to Asia today. I'm going to go to the Windsor Savoy and talk travel.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Windsor Savoy, 10 o'clock.
It's March 26th already.
I know. I remember that. So my wife's going to show me how to use my Apple Calendar today, because it's got to be able to come up.
Yeah, I had a note to remind you, but I don't know where that is.
Yep. It's going on the phone from now on.
Birds of a feather flocking together here, Stevie.
Not anymore. This birdie's flying away.
Okay, then.
I'm using my calendar. It's right on your pocket. There's no excuses
I know.
for not having everything pop up.
And to have a little alarm saying time to leave for blah, blah, blah.
It's just so ridiculous. You can lead a horsey to water.
Mm-hmm.
News brought to you by your 217 mortgage team at Illinois National Bank. When you plan to buy your next home, go with Justin Gensler, who picks Virginia Tech over Duke. Right?
Yes.
217 Mortgage Team, Illinois National Bank. Visit them at their new location, 217 South Neal in downtown Champaign. Now Jamie Monticelli.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Monticelli with your ESPN 93.5 local news update. The Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District has some new bus routes starting today. The routes come with new construction, with the MCOR project closing off southbound traffic on Wright Street from Green to Chalmers. There are new routes beginning today. Baseball players are being kept off the field at Spalding Park. The wet weather recently could be to blame for the lackluster field conditions there at Spalding Park. Unit 4 officials tell the News-Gazette the roots have not established well enough into the ground with the sod. All Champaign Central baseball games and practices are being relocated to McKinley Field. Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin is calling for a stop to the expansion of video gambling. She wants a moratorium so the city can look at revising its liquor code. In a memo to the council ahead of last night's meeting, Marlin said city code and state law did not anticipate the rapid expansion of video gambling in grocery and liquor stores. You're up to date. I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Looking to buy a home in 2019? Don't leave your mortgage up in the air. Go with the lender that has the numbers to back it up.
Hi, my name is Justin Gensler with the 217 Mortgage Team at IMB. 2018 was an amazing year. As I look back and think about the over 250 families I helped through the mortgage process, I feel blessed to have had the opportunity to do what I do every day. In 2018, I helped numerous first-time home buyers. I helped clients purchase lower-end foreclosure homes, growing families buy homes with more room, families downsizing due to their children leaving to start their own family, all the way to luxurious high-end custom homes. So this year, when you make that next step, call me, Justin Gensler, Champaign County's #1 lender.
Champaign County Lender Ranking, sourced by CoreLogic.
Illinois National Bank. We make banking easy. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 477621. Justin's NMLS is 611367.
Here's your ESPN 93.5 3-day forecast from the National Weather Service, brought to you by the Blossom Basket Florist. From simple to simply magnificent. They have 2 locations. Village at the Crossing, that's Windsor and Duncan in Champaign. Also on Cunningham and Urbana, call 367-ROSE or blossombasket.com. Good morning, Diane Ducey.
Morning, Stevie. Up towards 50 today with the sunshine. Such a gorgeous morning. Down to 29 this evening. 57 high tomorrow, mostly sunny. Down to around 45 at night. More clouds on Thursday. High 60, low 49. 59 with rainy conditions as we wrap up the week Friday. Right now we're at 27 on ESPN 93.5.
Okay, well, everything I told you regarding what was going to be the reaction from MSNBC and CNN, I mean, they got to keep this train moving, man. They just, and I've got this montage, and imagine good, solid Americans hearing for years about the Mueller investigation and what was coming. It is journalistic malpractice to put on their airways what they put on. Mm-hmm. It was totally misleading and just false. And yet it's one thing to report the facts, it's another thing to report wishful thinking. And they all were just salivating at the opportunity to get him. And that's what happened. And so they went 2 years doing that. And so their viewers are just sick. Because here was this massive deal that was coming up, and it hasn't happened, and so they want to know why. Well, then they say, whoa, we have to see the full report. Because obviously Bob Mueller spent 2 years and missed some of this obvious stuff. I would recommend the Democrats start talking about border security and Affordable Care Act and things that have an impact. I mean, this gotcha stuff is anybody else tired of that? I am so sick of it. I know we want to cleanse history and know what happened and how it all started and all that. I'm weary of it though. Man. Okay, again, Mueller delivers a win, I guess, for President Trump. It is, but if all the media continues to say, there's something I know there is. It's stunning. Relief for the White House, frustration for President Trump's opponents. On a summary of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's findings released by Attorney General William Barr in a summary, the 22-month probe is over, but not according to MSNBC and CNN because there's more in that full report. Republican strategist, conservative Latino Trump supporter Alfredo Rodriguez, that's impossible. You can't be a Trump supporter if you're Hispanic. That's not true. What are you?
According to Democrats, yeah, we're all monolithic, right?
Well, I think so. Same for African Americans. Nobody would support Donald Trump there. I mean, I have never, ever, ever seen anything quite like this. And I think that the fact that it was presented on CNN and MSNBC so falsely has really caused shock among millions of viewers. Alfredo, what's ahead now after the Mueller report?
Well, I think, there's a complete vindication of the president. Democrats and the mainstream media have been on this witch hunt for 2 years, pinning all their hopes and dreams on a collusion saga that never turned up. No gun, no smoke, and no collusion. Well,
obviously, you are ill-informed, my friend, because there's always obstruction and there's always a report because obviously there's more in there that they could find in 675 days. Wow.
Yep. And the president has been very forthright. He said, if you want to release the full report, release the full report.
Yeah.
He knows he's done nothing wrong. He knows that no wrongdoing was conducted via the campaign, and so he is open and transparent with releasing the report.
Okay, obviously, I said yesterday, if you have people lined up to pay money to come to the circus, why would you shut the tent, right? I mean, they've got to keep this going because it's money. I mean, if Rachel Maddow's getting 3 million viewers, that's a bunch of money, Alfredo. So I don't see anything changing. I just think different accusations.
I agree. I think they're going to try to parse words and try to create a stir with whatever is released because they just can't give up on this. No matter how wrong they are, they just can't give up on this.
I would suggest, and I know this is a leap, but is it possible to talk about Southern security, the border, and Affordable Care Act and things that actually matter to me? I wonder if that ever happens.
I think so. I think that's exactly what the president's going to do. I think the president's going to continue to, lead the country. He's going to continue to be a good steward of the economy, and we're going to finally, begin building this wall and securing our border.
Yeah, but what about the Democrats? Is their only position is you got to hate Trump because he's a member of the KKK, a Nazi, a homophobe, the whole thing? I mean, can they not talk about an issue that their policies, their direction of socialism would be better? Can I not talk about issues? Is that over?
Well, I mean, their ideas are just are not welcomed by the American public. I mean, whenever they want to talk about ideas, they're talking about the Green New Deal, and they're talking about socializing, American medicine and healthcare, and it's just it's not going to sit well.
Okay, we'll see what happens, but the 2020 game is on. Because Alfredo, last question, Alfredo is so darn good at this. Tell me who will be the Democratic nominee for president.
Oh gosh, I wish I could tell you. I have no idea. It's going to be a circus, and like you said. If the circus is open, don't close the tent, right?
Yeah, well, I would think it's kind of like a Pat Sajak wheel, spin it, and which of the 30 are going to come up. I think it's a crapshoot of who's going to emerge. It's hard for me to think of Joe Biden makes it through the left and the gauntlet that is the progressives.
Yeah, I think the continued shift to the left for the Democratic Party is going to make it tough for Joe Biden.
Yep, and Elizabeth Warren and Bernie, good luck. I think that's so left. I don't know. Alfredo, congratulations on being the only conservative Latino in Charlotte, North Carolina. Way to go.
Thank you.
How do people connect with you? How do people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at DiceComm, DYCECOMMS, or at DiceCommunications.com.
DYCE. All right, I got it. Alfredo, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
You bet. ESPN 93.5, Alfredo Rodriguez, Republican strategist and a conservative Latino Trump supporter, but I didn't think there were any, so I sure don't hear about him. You know, I heard Alan Dershowitz on Fox last night.
What's he saying?
He's banned from CNN.
Oh, really? That bad?
He said, I'm banned from CNN because I'm objective. He said, that's not what they want on their channel. All right, coming up in 5 minutes, I'll play that montage.
Okay, good.
Of what people listening and watching CNN and MSNBC have heard for the last 2 years. And you can imagine they're distraught because this is not what they were fed. How could this happen? Sports in a minute.
Hey, it's Mike Carpenter from Tan Carp, and I endorse Kenton Elmore for Champaign City Council. Now, admittedly, I'm a bit biased. I've known Kenton for over 15 years, dating back to high school when we were in rock bands together. But I can not only speak for his strong character, but also Kenton's undying passion for Champaign. Kenton is prepared to serve Champaign with the energy, passion, and fresh perspective it deserves. I wholeheartedly endorse Kenton Elmore for Champaign City Council, not just as his friend, but as a proud citizen of this wonderful community. On April 2nd, vote Kenton Elmore for Champaign City Council.
Hi, I'm Kenton Elmore, and I'm asking for your vote for Champaign City Council on April 2nd. Having been raised in this community and through my service on the City of Champaign's Human Relations Commission, I feel the pulse of our community, and I know where you want us to go moving forward. I have prepared myself to be the servant leader Champaign needs as we continue to grow and leave no neighborhoods or citizens behind in that journey to prosperity. So vote for our future, your future, and the voice that will serve you along the way. Vote Kenton for Champaign City Council on April 2nd.
What are you looking for in a car dealership? Great deals? Check. Tremendous service department with problems fixed right the first time? Check. Customer service that's in tune with your needs? Check. They're a Honda President's Award-winning dealership. They're Honda BMW Champaign. They are one of the best Honda dealers in America. So before you buy a vehicle, see what an award-winning dealership looks like. They're off Neal at Burwash in Savoy. Go online to Honda BMW at DriveChampaign.com.
My neighbors always ask me, hey Pete, how do you keep your yard so nice?
Pete makes it simple with a Scott's Turf Builder feeding program. It's the best way to get a greener, stronger lawn, guaranteed. All it takes is 4 easy feedings. Just once in early spring, late spring, summer, and fall. Providing your lawn the nutrition and weed control it needs to stay lush and green.
So, now you know my secret.
This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up a Scott's Turf Builder program today.
Oops. Sports headlines now.
There we go.
Diane Ducey.
Number 23, Illini baseball in Terre Haute to take on Indiana State. We are 17-4 on the season. They're 19-2. Should be a great game at 5 o'clock today. Illinois softball hosting the EIU Panthers this evening. Softball team is 20-7 on the season. Oh. On to the ice, St. Louis positioning themselves for a playoff spot. Their win over Vegas helped yesterday, 3-1. Blackhawks at Arizona tonight. The Bulls are at Toronto. 100th season for the NFL. Yeah. They're going to break from their tradition of the Super Bowl champs playing to open the season.
Yeah.
Bears versus Packers, baby.
Thursday night, September 5th, Soldier Field, Chicago. 97 wins for the Packers, 95 for the Bears.
Nice.
1921 they first played. Weather brought to you by American Eagle Auto Glass for expert window replace and repair for windshields and windows in your car, truck, or van. American Eagle Auto Glass does the job right the first time. Visit Wade Adams, 706 Bloomington Road in Champaign.
Loving the sunshine. Today's high near 50, 29 our low tonight, up to 57, mostly sunny tomorrow, down to 45. 60 on Thursday, that's the warm spot of the week. But more clouds and then a chance of rain on Friday with a high 58. Right now, 28. ESPN 93.5.
Fox Business Minute brought to you by Eric Boland at Provident Financial Group in Champaign, where partnerships are built on trust. Find Eric at Provident Financial Group, LLC.com. Great to have you listening. It is Tuesday, March 26th, and bright sunshine Nice looking morning across East Central Illinois. 7:20 now from the Pines in Urbana.
From the Fox Business Network, McDonald's is buying an Israeli tech startup that it believes will make it easier for you to order in the store and online. It's paying more than $300 million for dynamic yield. Apple shares are recovering after investors are taking a closer look at its new TV service, credit card, and digital publishing service. Apple's charging up to $9.99 a month for what The Verge says will be selected Wall Street Journal articles and other news. Tech analyst Ian Wishengrad believes it'll pick up a lot of subscribers.
Everyone's saying, you know what, we'll try, we'll sign up for a year, we'll see how it works, because you don't want to be left behind when Apple decides to make a decision. WeWork,
the office rental space business, says it now has 400,000 clients in 100 cities, but it lost $2 billion in the recent quarter because it was spending on its business. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
Dana Perino.
I think that trust is becoming the most important factor in news.
Harris Faulkner.
Our responsibility is to ask the questions that are difficult and to demand answers of those people who are in power.
With the experience I've had in working at the White House, I think I'm better able to understand what's going on behind the scenes.
I'm part of that machinery at Fox News that works so hard to make sure that you not just know it first, but that you know it correctly.
On Fox News Channel, real news, real honest opinion.
Every day at the beginning of my shift, I think about what the day will hold for me and my fellow coworkers. We take pride in what we do, and I'm proud of our team. Whether it's our intuitive investigators or our compassionate deputies and patrol officers, we are the guardians of our community, and we want you. Hi, it's Champaign County Sheriff Dustin Harmon. The Champaign County Sheriff's Office and Urbana Police Department are looking for qualified individuals to take the police officer written exam. Are you looking for a career that's challenging but also rewarding? Do you enjoy serving the community and working with diverse people? If so, keep listening. Our agencies are combining forces to provide a joint test on Saturday, April 6th in Urbana. This opportunity is a great way to test for both agencies in one afternoon. You can learn more about each agency at ChampaignCountySheriff.com and UrbanaIllinois.us. To apply, visit UrbanaIllinois.us and click on Employment. We are an equal opportunity employer and are always looking for diverse candidates who can help satisfy the needs of our communities. For questions on this joint test, visit ChampaignCountySheriff.com and UrbanaIllinois.us.
At ABC Heating and Air, they always want you to be comfortable. Whether it's a simple service call or you need ABC to replace your entire system, they always offer everyone the same affordable pricing, and they don't try to sell you what you don't need. Right now with ABC Heating and Air Conditioning, get 12 months financing, same as cash, with any new Amana system for qualifying equipment. No pay, no interest, and the same affordable pricing they've offered for years. That's the way they do it at ABC. Online at abcheatingandac.com. It's as easy as ABC to always be comfortable.
Let's have a chat about your debit card. The card you use for the things you buy every day. What if you could get cash back every time you bought those things? Well, now you can. Introducing Discover Cashback Debit. Just open a Discover bank account and start earning 1% cash back on up to $3,000 in debit card purchases every month, automatically. Plus, there are no monthly fees or minimum balances. Now you can get cash back on the way you like to pay. Open a Discover bank account and get the debit card with cash back. Go to discoverbank.com/debit. Limitations apply. Excludes money market accounts. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Okay, the whole Mueller probe now with the report they're going to release what they can, and they say, well, do it now. You have to do it right now. You've got grand jury testimony in there. You don't want to put...
Isn't that sealed?
Yeah, it's against the law to... you can't release them. You'll out them, and then the media will go like a feeding frenzy. You got to protect them. You got to protect secrets. You got to go through it and say, nah, redact that, because the people can't know about that.
Well, Rachel Maddow was saying that 1974 they did it. Look where Nixon ended up.
Okay.
Blah, blah,
see,
blah.
It's all part of the, we got to come up with something else.
Yeah.
This one has rocked their world. And you're saying, well, how can people, well, here's what people that watch CNN and MSNBC, this is what they heard for 2 years, for 675 days, almost daily. And if you know, when they ban Alan Dershowitz, you know they got a point of view. This guy comes on, he's a liberal Democrat, voted for Hillary, and he's kind of a Trump guy or something. No, he says, I'm objective. He said, I had this right the whole time, but nobody, because I didn't do anything, I was objective. All right, so here's what they heard. And if you catch news at all and you watch CNN and MSNBC, you expected Trump to be walked out of the White House, maybe in an orange jumpsuit.
Uh-huh.
Maybe even, if you could get that fantasy, an orange jumpsuit with the handcuffs.
That's right.
News. A bombshell. Today is a turning point. Today was historically bad for President Trump.
Today was a turning point.
A turning point.
We're at a turning point here.
The beginning of the end for the Trump presidency.
We have another bombshell.
Mike Pence might have to assume the office of the presidency.
Rumblings of the word impeachment.
Breaking news.
Another bombshell out of the White House.
I believe this is the beginning of the end.
I do too.
It's really the beginning of the end.
He may be feeling the walls closing in on him.
All the walls closing in on him.
The walls closing in on him.
Breaking news, a new bombshell.
One astrologer says this means the beginning of the end for President Donald Trump.
Trump will resign. Trump is going to resign.
Is this the tipping point? I know we've said it over and over.
You think this is a tipping point?
And over and over.
This is a tipping point.
And over and over.
Breaking news, President Trump off the rails.
It was the beginning of the end today.
The beginning of the end.
Breaking news tonight, new bombshell.
This is the beginning of the end. The beginning of the end.
The walls are closing in.
The walls closing in.
The walls closing in.
Breaking overnight bombshell.
This is a very dramatic day, and I think it might be near a tipping point. Do you think this is a tipping point?
December 1st, 2017, you can mark it down. This is the day that everything changed.
The beginning of the end?
Beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
This is what they had for 2 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Over and over and over and over. Every day, if you watch CNN and MSNBC, that's what you got. All right, so what do they expect? They expected this. What do you mean there was no collusion? You told me it was the beginning of the end. It was a tipping point 9,000 times.
Walls are closing in.
Network News spent 2,384 minutes on this story. A big story in a newscast on the network is like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So you divide 2,400 by a minute and a half. That's how many stories have been dedicated to this. And, so now they have to see the full report. That's all I can say. We have to see the full report. Yeah, because they're hiding something. And it's just a head shaker. And you can go back and you can say, okay, let's see. Hillary Clinton bought the dossier with the Democratic National Committee. That seems a little weird and wrong. And then who delivered it to justice? And that seemed to be filled with all kinds of problems. In the White House, it's on the record, said they wanted to be kept informed of all this. And who was that? So you can do another 4 years of this if you want. I think I can understand those that say, Alan Dershowitz, who I do like a lot, says, you're politicizing, continuing to politicize the Justice Department. Alan Sachs yesterday, a professor friend, said, hey, we need to cleanse history. We need to know what happened so it doesn't happen again. But that would be such a slow walk. And I guess I would like to know, did the White House direct all this? What happened? We want to go there. It wouldn't get any coverage, so I don't know what the point is. I guess for historical purposes, it's just at some point you're going, guys, I really want to know what's going on with the Affordable Care Act. I mean, can we make this possibly affordable? Can we fix the border to where people would immigrate to the United States of America legally? Is that possible to have legal immigrants?
Are you kidding, Stevie? There's so many other questions to ask. I'm watching Rachel Maddow now on this Barr report.
Yeah.
Did Mueller want to protect a future grand jury?
Yeah.
Will Mueller's report be released? Will Mueller's testify to Congress? Will Congress see Mueller's underlying evidence? Will ongoing investigations be affected?
Keep beating that drum.
Exactly. There's 15 more questions that are unanswered.
Yeah.
Rachel wants the answer.
Yeah, and they've got to keep that audience going. But at some point, if you're selling snake oil and all the people are around your cart in 1882 and the snake oil is finally, because everyone's fascinated because it cures everything, and then you drink it and nothing happens, are you coming back to the snake oil guy? That's what it feels like now. You guys lied to me. And what happens to journalism? Is it possible when you put a guest on that you vet them, that they have any clue at all? This Michael Avenatti, who's in real trouble, he was their star on CNN 85 times. He was going to run for president. He's going to Iowa. This guy never paid taxes for decades. He was a extortionist. I mean, the guy tried to get Nike to pay a bribe. And then they got him on wiretap. I mean, he's in big trouble, but he was CNN star for what, 8 months? Because this whole Stormy Daniels thing? I hope that CNN, MSNBC particularly, say, guys, can we just maybe, before we say it, have a clue it's true? Maybe? Pretty good starting point. What are we going to report? This. We got 2 people to back that up. Can we verify that story 4 times? We've got to go fast. It's Trump. Okay, go. Run.
I see Retro Madhouse making $7 million a year.
Well, it's not because she...
Now what?
Well, they got to keep this going. I'm telling you, this is an industry. 359-2255. You want to chime in? 359-2255 or text 730.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. 6 Democratic Party House Committee chairmen have written to Attorney General William Barr demanding the release of the entire Mueller report by next Tuesday. So far, we've just seen Barr's summary.
The Justice Department has declined even to say how many pages the report includes, as if that were some sort of state secret.
Top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer. Barr has said he'll release as much of the report as the law and Justice Department regulations and policy allows. The Trump administration's arguing that Obamacare should be entirely overturned.
The Department of Justice announcing yesterday that it is siding with a district court ruling that found the Affordable Care Act unconstitutional. Now, a coalition of Republican-led states brought a lawsuit arguing that the entire law should be tossed out. Of course, Democrats arguing that this will have substantial consequences if the law is eventually tossed out.
Fox's Tracy Carrasco. This is Fox News.
Local news with Jamie Monticelli, brought to you by Classic Plumbing, honest, affordable, and professional with a 2-year warranty on all their work. Call 586-PIPE or see their page on Facebook. Online, it's classicplumbinginc.com.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Monticelli with your ESPN 93.5 local news update. Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin is calling for a stop to the expansion of video gambling. She wants a moratorium so the city can look at revising its liquor code. In a memo to the council ahead of last night's meeting, Marlin said city code and state law did not anticipate the rapid expansion of video gambling in grocery and liquor stores. Her memo comes a week after the council approved plans for a grocery store to add gambling machines. The Visit Champaign County Foundation will honor local tourism ambassadors of the greater Champaign County area at their annual Toast to Tourism coming up May 15th at the I Hotel. Nominations are open for the 2019 Tourism Impact Awards for those who have greatly contributed to travel and tourism in the greater Champaign County area. Nominations are being taken through the Visit Champaign County website at visitchampaigncounty.org/Toast to Tourism. That goes through April 10th. You're up to date. I'm Jamie Monticelli.
According to Classic Plumbing, these facts are essential for good work. Classic plumbers are experienced, qualified, and consistent. Right up front, you'll know all the work is warranted for 2 years. Their $55 diagnostic fee covers your estimate and applies to your job. Classic Plumbing promotes a culture of doing good work and hiring outstanding local people. Tim Culver's Classic Plumbing in Urbana and Mahomet get you technology with the tradition of value. Call 586-PIPE. Look them up on Facebook or online, classicplumbinginc.com.
All right. Check your ESPN 93.5 3-day forecast now, brought to you by Gerber Collision. When do you get it to Gerber? When you back in to someone who's backing out. That's when you get it to Gerber. Locations throughout Central Illinois. Visit gerbercollision.com or call 877-7-GERBER to find your nearest Gerber location.
Sunny today with a high near 50, 29 our low this evening. Mostly sunny, high 57, low 47, 60 the high on Thursday. Then some rainy conditions with a high 58 on Friday. Currently we're at 29 on ESPN 93.5.
Okay, drivechampaign.com is where you could start. Drivechampaign.com. This is the Honda BMW dealer, and they are terrific. They've got so many Hondas in right now. This is March 26th. What a great day to go test drive something, because there's an award-winning dealer. They've got to be good at everything, because you don't win awards unless you are. So they're terrific at service. They fix it right the first time. And when you get a brand new car or even a pre-owned, you want to have a guy. And they'll take care of all of that with a smile and just great follow-up. Drive a BMW today. Man, have you driven one of those? You can do a test drive. Whew, different machines, and the lease numbers on those might surprise you. They're unbelievable vehicles. Honda BMW, drivechampaign.com at Neil and Burwash in Savoy. And say hey to my friend Ben Quattrone And again, toward the end of the month, kind of a good time to go talk. And there's lots of inventory. And I just think the Honda Civic, if that's not the best valued vehicle in the nation, under 20 on the basics, under $20,000 for a brand new Civic with Apple Play. I mean, it's terrific. Wonderful vehicle. Okay, drivechampagne.com again, drivechampagne.com. Well, the candidates keep coming. Here's a good question following the montage that I played,
The beginning of the end?
Beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
All the media for 2 years on MSNBC and CNN
Donald Trump is in a lot of trouble.
telling me what to think.
President will resign.
Another hour, another
How do we think for ourselves? How do we possibly make a decision in 2020 based on rational thinking? Author of Thinking on Purpose, a 15-day plan to a smarter life, co-founder of NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, Dr. Richard Bandler. Nice to meet you, Richard.
Good morning.
You're suggesting that I don't follow others and think for myself? How dare you, sir?
I know it's a novel idea, but
hold on, Richard, hold on. I'm getting a text in. Hold on, I'm getting a text in. I'm distracted. I can't possibly think about Okay, now I know what to say. Richard Bandler is trying to help us in this day where we are so confused with so much information, we just have to go to the mall and just shop. So, okay, get me started, Richard. Tell me how to do this.
Well, when you think, people think in pictures and words, and they have strong feelings. And when you're bombarded by these things, one of the things to do is, if you respond very strongly emotionally, take a breath, whether you agree or disagree with what you hear, and start to project through time and to think about the real effects of what you're listening to. When we're voting for candidates, it's a big responsibility. It's not like voting for American Idol, and yet it's almost treated that way.
I would say it is kind of like voting for American Idol. I mean, Richard, if Oprah Winfrey ran, she'd win. I mean, this is a different time. Okay, but again, how do I discern when I get into judging? I hear one network say one thing and another network say another. What's true?
Well, that's very difficult to tell what's true and what's not true. But certainly the Mueller report has demonstrated that across the nation, that they've had everybody worked up for 2 years over pretty much nothing. And you see, if you look in your mind and you think of the best decision you ever made and the worst decision, oddly enough, the pictures in your brain won't be in the same place. And so it's always a good idea when you're making decisions about candidates to find out that you really believe it's a good decision. Certainly we all don't have built-in lie detectors, but we should see if we can increase the quality of our, so to speak, bullshit detector.
Richard, just had another $1 billion idea, and I come up with these almost daily. What if, when I turn on the news, there's a meter, and whatever the person speaks, maybe the network should have to be on a 30-second delay or something, and there'd be a meter that would range from green to red based on their verbiage, where, if part of it's true, but part of it's not true, it'd go yellow.
Fact checking.
Immediate fact checker. Is that possible in the neural world?
Well, you can certainly get a voice stress analyzer, which will tell you a little bit about what's true and not true. I watched the Watergate hearings with one of those attached, and it almost never hit the green.
There you go. So, I mean, there must be some sort of policing where the viewer has a clue what's real and not real, because, again, we are inundated with information. You can't depend on your journalism on a blog. You don't know where they're coming from and who they are. It's really challenging to discern these days, but we think in pictures is what you're saying, huh?
Well, we think in pictures, we talk to ourselves, and we have feelings. We use a combination of all three of those. And when you start talking about whether the news is true or not true, that's not really the foundation on which you should make long-term decisions. everything every politician does is going to affect this country for years and years and years to come. Yeah. And we need to be able to take whatever ideas they're talking about and to project into the future to find out. Some things sound good. I mean, I have to admit, free college tuition would have been great when I was young.
Yeah.
However, if I have to pay for everybody else to do it for the rest of my life, it doesn't sound so good.
Yeah, right. Richard Bandler, how do people connect with you?
RichardBandler.com.
Easy enough.
BandlerBooks.com.
Bandler Books. How many books have you written?
32.
You're 31 ahead of me. I wrote a joke book. Wow, I'm impressed, Richard.
Okay, then.
Goodness gracious, that's impressive. Dr. Richard Bandler. Nice meeting you, sir.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. 741.
And this most recent book, Thinking on Purpose, a 15-day plan to a smarter life.
All right, 741. Take a breath is a good idea always.
Oh, yeah.
Step back from stuff.
Agreed.
But, I mean, we're inundated with all kinds of verbiage.
The beginning of the end?
All the time.
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end. The beginning of the... We begin tonight with the bombshell.
Donald Trump is in a lot of trouble.
Trump is in trouble.
The president will resign.
Another hour, another bombshell.
This is a tipping point.
Trump's going down.
This president could be impeached.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
It just stresses me out just hearing that.
But they're
so anxious.
It is. Remember the woman when it was announced Donald Trump is the new president, she started screaming?
Yes.
What's she going to do if he wins again?
I mean, we need that safe place established.
What if he wins again? Folks, it's possible. Are we going to be able to...
counselors ready.
I'm telling you, based on that, you got millions of listeners that have been fed that. Mm-hmm. So they're shocked because they know they hate him. I tweeted that. I haven't done a tweet in a long time. I tweeted yesterday, hate is like taking poison and expect someone else to die. You can't. And we touched on the, hate doesn't live here signs we see from time to time. Mm-hmm. But the people that post that generally are haters too.
Exactly.
They defend it because he's a bigger hater, or you got to stop hate, so I got to hate to stop the hate because he's a hater. I don't get any of this anymore. 359-2255, 742. We'll check your sports coming up.
100 years of hard work can take you far. And no one knows that better than Goodyear. In 1918, we started the Akron Wingfoots basketball team, laced up and took to the court. And we've been outperforming the rest ever since. Goodyear proudly celebrates our 100th anniversary in basketball and our relentless dedication to being unstoppable. Goodyear, more driven.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. As independent financial advisors, we can help ensure you're following a strategy that makes sense no matter what the market is doing. Take control of your financial life with a complimentary consultation. We will create a plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 3017 Village Office Place in Champaign or call us at 217-366-3456 or online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Great things are happening in Champaign. I'm sure you've noticed the new investment and new excitement downtown and on the streets of campus where business is growing like never before. For over 20 years, Tom Bruno has been working hard on the City Council to improve Champaign. Tom's years of efforts are producing results. Tom Bruno's leadership on the City Council has seen the addition of a state-of-the-art new public library, new fire stations, and the end of chronic urban flooding. Tom Bruno believes in open and honest government. He voted for the addition of police body cameras and the establishment of the Citizens Police Advisory Committee. His vision for the city is focused on the future. We don't yet know the issues Champaign will face in the next 4 years, but we can trust Tom Bruno's sound reasoning to guide the city. Re-elect Tom Bruno to keep independent, common-sense leadership on the Champaign City Council.
This message approved by Tom Bruno.
You know who to call when your car breaks down, and you know who to call when your trash needs hauled away. But who do you call when you need septic and sewer service? Gulliford Septic and Sewer, 337-5996. They can't put a new roof on your house, but they can clean your septic and sewer system. Recommendations say it should be cleaned every 3 years. Call Gulliford Septic and Sewer today, 337-5996. Have a grease trap that needs cleaned out? Have Gulliford clean it on a regular basis to avoid health department violations. When you need septic and sewer service, call Gulliford Gulliford Septic and Sewer.
All right, quarter till. If you have a dog or cat question, Dr. Todd Likens coming up, our veterinarian, every Tuesday, 359-2255 to get something answered. Feel free. Here's your sports headlines.
Well, I was just reading the latest on the college admissions bribery scandal and how so many coaches, about a dozen of them, pled not guilty yesterday, including coaches in Georgetown, Wake Forest. I mean, the list is pretty long here, and it's just too bad. I mean, to me, Rick Singer is the guy to accuse, because he was the one that kind of concocted all this.
Rick Singer hung around here in Champaign-Urbana on more than one occasion doing talks and presentations. There are many people in this town that worked with Rick Singer. The question is, did they do something wrong?
Right.
And we don't know it. We know the 50 affected one person connected to Champaign-Urbana, but that's about it. So I don't know how deep this will go. I imagine if somebody around Central Illinois worked with Rick Singer and they did something wrong, they're probably pretty nervous right now.
Right. So we had that happen yesterday. Today we have number 23 Illinois taking on Indiana State in Terre Haute at 5 o'clock. Should be a great game. We are 17-4 on the season. Indiana State is 19-2. We also have our softball team hosting EIU for a game tonight. Bulls are at Toronto. Blackhawks at Arizona. Blues over Vegas yesterday 3-1. Bears and Packers to open up the NFL season.
It's a Thursday
night. Trending story for
Thursday night, 1921, when it was the Chicago Staleys. Or was it the Decatur Staleys? Might have been the Decatur Staleys.
Yeah, they've met 200 times. So they're saying this Packers and Bears since, Packers you said 97 wins
and Bears 95 with
so.
A couple of ties in there.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's pretty even, and it's in Chicago. Aaron Rodgers against a much improved Bear team.
September 5th.
That'll be fun, but they usually kick it off with the Super Bowl champion getting to host, and at New England, it's first time since 2003 that they haven't done that. Right. Okay, it's 7:47. Busey's been around a while.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a wonderful home equity, home mortgage department.
I mean, when you're looking at your house and things need improvement, I mean, you got
get
some
to work.
Taxes, money coming in, so maybe you can do that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot involved in getting a home ready, and Busey can certainly use some of their 150 years plus of unparalleled expertise to help you, guide you. There are 10 keywords according to Zillow Diggs, and this from Busey, that if you are into selling your home a little faster, it's interesting that the number one thing that tends to help is barn door. I don't have a barn door. Can I just say barn door and let them be disappointed when they come?
It makes me think your zipper's down when
I
hear
that
barn
too.
door.
Your barn door is down. Yeah, that's what we used to say.
Barn door's open.
Shaker, cabinet, farmhouse sink. I'm not buying a farm, am I? Maybe. Subway tile, quartz, craftsman, exposed brick, pendant light. These are just keywords that show that, for whatever reason, based on the study, that it sells a little quicker when they see keywords like that.
I see.
Heated floors is kind of an interesting geothermal heating.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way to go.
I love it.
Go all the way down to the earth, use the earth a little bit to heat your home.
Right.
150 years of unparalleled expertise. Put your trust in the strength of Busey Home Mortgage, whether it's first home or dream home. Busey will find the financing that's best for you. BuseyMortgage.com or visit any Busey location, 800-67-BUSEY today, equal housing lender. Dr. Todd Likens, the Pet Pro, coming up next.
Hi, I'm James Hinchcliffe. I'm here to talk to you about the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event, where every Honda has the soul of a race car. But James, how is this a dream event if I'm currently awake? Well, fake person asking me that question, it's called Dream because you can get the Honda of your dreams during this event.
Like the Honda Pilot with 0.9% APR financing. Named at KBB.com Best Buy for 2019. Hurry into your local Honda dealer for the Dream Garage Spring Event happening now.
APR financing offers available for well-qualified buyers. See dealer for financing details. For more information, visit KellyBlueBooksKBB.com.
Hi, I'm James Hinchcliffe. I'm here to talk to you about the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event, where every Honda has the soul of a race car. But James, how is this a dream event if I'm currently awake? Well, fake person asking me that question, it's called Dream because you can get the Honda of your dreams during this event.
Like the Honda CR-V with 1.9% APR financing and sport mode. Hurry in now.
Visit your Central Illinois Honda dealers or go to centralilhondadealers.com.
APR financing offers available for well-qualified buyers. See dealer for financing details.
It's time to mark your calendars for the Game Day Spirit Spring Stadium Sale. Illinois merchandise will be liquidated out of Memorial Stadium on Saturday, April 13th at 9 a.m. Find items marked up to 90% off retail price and find team-issued Nike apparel right from the Illinois Athletics Equipment Room. Follow Game Day Spirit on Facebook for more information and previews on sale items. It's the Game Day Spirit Spring Stadium Sale. Get your gear at Game Day and go Illini! Every month we try and celebrate law enforcement. Officer George Sandwich, why did you want to do this?
I just always liked doing different things as I was coming up, getting older, coming out of high school, and got into the Army Guard, and eventually it kind of led me into a law enforcement job.
And you understood that there's danger and you got to wear a lot of equipment every day, and you liked it.
Yeah, the wonderful thing about police officer is that when you're working shift is you kind of make your day as far as this is your district and this is your job. It's not the same old sitting in an office and day-to-day routine. You get out and you make your day.
But it's got stupid dangerous over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years where people look at police and they don't have the respect they used to. Can we get that back?
Some of the things that are happening now, they happened 20 plus years ago when I first started. It's just, I think you just hear about it, more of it now.
Brought to you by SK Exteriors. Their website, callsktoday.com. When water rushes in, keep the damage out by calling the cleanup team that's faster to any other size disaster. Serve Pro at 217-355-0077. That's where you'll find the specialist with the experience, equipment, and training to help make sure your property is dry the first time. So when water damage strikes your home or business, strike back by calling the cleanup team the insurance industry has trusted for more than 40 years. 217-355-0077. On the web at Serve Pro of Champaign. Like it never even happened. Franchises are independently owned and operated. Okay, you have any questions for Dr. Todd Likens, veterinarian, pet pro, located at Kirby and Madison, Champaign, also next to the police station, protecting the ones that protect and serve, right by the police station, Muhammad. Dr. Todd, how are you, my friend?
Hey, doing good. Yeah, Dino's protecting the police station well. They've not been robbed, and we've not been robbed since he went on duty out there.
There you go.
Excellent.
Dino out there, Bruce at Madison, Kirby.
Oh. Yep, Bruce is chewing on a bone. He's having a little breakfast right now.
What's it? It's a bone day? I thought Wednesdays are bone days.
It's a bone day.
Okay. They all get them, and they kind of prance around. Isn't it interesting? They kind of show and tell.
Yeah, people ought to come in when I'm giving them bones. It's kind of cute. They got little papers on them, and they love to do what we call paperwork, where first thing they do on a bone is rip the paper off. Can't have paper on your bone.
So funny. All right, I see a food recall from Hills. What is this about?
Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's aware of this. Since it's such a popular food, that the canned foods, it's not the dry foods. There's been a recall on a lot of the canned foods because of excessive levels of vitamin D that's been added to the food, and that can cause major health events because it can be toxic at the level it's in there. So you can go to their website and check and see if your particular food and lot number are involved.
Yeah.
But Hills is a big one, so I want to make sure that everybody's aware that they need to check their Hills canned foods.
Okay. Hills also does Science Diet, but you're talking just canned here.
Hills is Science Diet. Yeah, I guess that's what I should say.
Yep. Okay. And again, this is canned food. Check the website. Make sure. I don't buy much canned food. Growing up, we had Troy, the king of Philo, German Shepherd, and we used to go to the grocery store in Philo, Todd. We'd buy a can of dog food. I think it was Vets or something. I can't remember the kind of. Anyway, put it in his mouth. He'd haul it home. We'd start that can opener. He'd be circling the table, and then he'd eat the whole thing in 3 bites after dropping it in the dirt. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. That's a hard-working dog that needs to be fed.
Okay, it's springtime. Todd, what are we doing with our doggies and cats right now?
Well, of course, it's time. You got to get that flea control going. You got to get that heartworm control going before it gets bad. So it's time to do that stuff. Other things, to think about is like this is where you start taking care of your lawn and things, and you need to be aware of on your walks and things of walking by lawns that have got the little flags up. They've been treated with chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I do not treat my yard with chemicals where my dogs go. It's controversial to a degree because it's in such small amounts, but there was a study a couple years ago by Tufts that showed that there's a 70% higher risk of malignant lymphoma in dogs who had professionally treated pesticides applied to their lawn.
Ooh.
So it's something to think about. Read up on whatever chemicals your guys are using, and for sure, do not have your pets out there when it's first applied, because that's when they can track it in the house where you can get it, or it can kill your flowers if they get in your flower bed, because you know how they get out there and they like to roll in that stuff.
Yeah,
so think about when the application was and what's going on. I'm not saying don't do it, but it's like put a little thought and research into it before you make your decision.
How often should we get our dog Walterized, or who's the one in Muhammad again?
Rachel.
Rachelized
yeah.
Or Walterized?
Yeah, 6 weeks. 6 weeks is a good interval. We keep those nails under control.
Yeah.
Because we talked last week about foot pain caused by nails being too long and bending. If you see your dog's nail bending, it's too long.
Yeah.
And getting all that dead hair out will help keep the allergies. It just makes for a healthier hair coat.
Gotcha.
Our dog Olive is going to get neutered soon, and that's coming on in early April. Usually around a year or so on that.
Yeah, especially for the bigger dogs, there's a link to hip dysplasia being a little lower in dogs that you wait until they get more mature before you do the neuter. And one of the other reasons that's come up to me recently is like as they get older, if you don't neuter your pets, you got that risk of a pyometra, which is an infection in the uterus. I've had 2 of those in the last couple of weeks, and that's a life-threatening event where we have to go in and spay them because the uterus is all full of infection. And if that ruptures in there, it's worse than appendicitis even, and the fact that it can kill your dog. So get them, even if they're older, it's still a good idea to have them spayed.
Okay, my friend, how do people find Dr. Todd Likens?
We're easy to find. I'm either honk at me when I'm driving that car around full of dogs, or we're at the corner of Kirby Mattis or police station, 355-PET, 586-PET, and petpro.biz.
If you drive through a bank, they need a whole box of milk bones.
I'm causing banking problems sometimes.
All right, my friend, talk to you soon.
All right, see you guys.
That's Dr. Todd Likens, a pet pro. Need a veterinarian? Yeah. And go see the zoo.
Uh-huh.
All those white dogs they're Goldens. They're listed as golden retrievers, but they're white, and they're calmer than the golden. Calmer. You wouldn't believe it, because I've had Goldens, and I have these, and they're calmer.
But they do shed.
A lot.
Okay.
We're going to break for the news, but they're just great dogs. We'll be right back. ESPN 93.5. Bobby Albert, workplace strategist, got something about millennials you want to hear about. That's next.
Hello, it's Nikita with MX Electric. When we say no job is too small or too large, we mean it. Here are some examples of our past jobs. Fixed a short and attic wiring, repaired yard post light, added doorbell cameras. Removed knob and tube, repaired bathroom heater fan, added 220 for a water heater, upgraded home panel, added garbage disposal switch, repaired electrical inspection report items, added a car charger outlet. Whew! So call me and I'll schedule any of your electrical projects.
Relax. Call back 217-359-7293.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Will Kane.
Duke beat Central Florida 77-76. What Duke did was survive. Duke survived. Final moments, a 7-6 taco fall. Duke survived. Some ref calls that went their way. Duke survived into the round of the 16, and I got to tell you, everybody in my household, there's not a Duke fan amongst us, was rooting for the Zion story to continue. See, the thing with underdogs, the thing with Cinderellas, is what we want is characters, drama, and story, and that's what they give us. But if you don't give us that, please keep the ones we know in. Zion Williamson survived. My boys wanted to root for Zion Williamson, marvel at Zion Williamson for one more weekend, and I believe outside of the world of Twitter, most of the nation wanted to see that storyline continue.
Get more from Will Kane today from 3 to 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN News, the ESPN app, or just ask your smart speaker to play ESPN Radio.
Who's a sweetheart? Who's Auntie Sprintern's pal? You are. Oh, Donna, he's so cute.
Thanks, isn't he? Ugh, I wish my wireless bill were cute. I hate opening this thing every month.
Stop overpaying for wireless and upgrade to the brilliant iPhone XR with Sprint.
Why?
Because Sprint will give you both an unlimited plan and the brilliant iPhone XR lease for just $35 per month.
Both? For that price?
Both.
Was that the baby?
How did he say that without teeth?
Right now at Sprint, get an unlimited plan and an iPhone XR lease for just $35 per month. And there's no trade-in required. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT-1.
Phone $15 per month after $16.25 per month. Credit applied within 2 bills. Requires 18-month lease. If cancel early, remaining balance due after 4/30/2020. Pay $32 per line with auto pay for unlimited basic one. Hulu ad support a plan per account. Coverage not for not available everywhere. Excludes taxes, fees, and roaming. Speed maximums. Use rules. Free to activation fee and restrictions apply.
You're listening to WXJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
It's not a wall, it's an 18-foot high fence. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and President Trump is getting the money to fund it in support of the national emergency, he declared. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
The Pentagon has transferred up to $1 billion in military personnel funding in order to construct President Trump's southern border wall. Patrick Shanahan, the acting defense secretary, authorized the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to begin planning and building 57 miles of fencing along the southern border, as well as improving roads in Yuma, Arizona, and El Paso, Texas. A group of Democratic senators led by Patrick Leahy of Vermont and Dick Durbin of Illinois, in a letter sent to the Pentagon, said they strongly objected to the transfer of funds, which they described as a violation of congressional appropriations. Dave?
John Shanahan will be asked about that fence at a House hearing next hour. Also at the House, a vote today to override the president's veto, expected to fall short. He blocked Congress's attempt to block his emergency declaration. Democrats are demanding Attorney General Barr make the Mueller report public by a week from today.
He has now done the job he applied for, which is attempt to exonerate Mr. Trump when Mr. Mueller said no exoneration was in order.
And Democrats like Congressman Adam Schiff want to see the evidence of possible presidential obstruction of justice the special counsel considered. Now, Schiff also still believes there was collusion, though Mueller's report found there was no Trump campaign conspiracy or coordination with Russia. Israelis and Palestinians shot at each other all night. Warplanes bombing targets in Gaza as rockets were fired toward Israel.
We did see Israel's missile defense system at the Iron Dome intercepting many of those rockets.
Fox's Trey Yingst on the Israel-Gaza border.
The Israeli military is preparing for the potential of a ground operation. You can see a number of tanks and also armored vehicles. They have staged very close to the border.
This the day after a Palestinian rocket destroyed an Israeli house, injuring 7 people. This is Fox News.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
please be done.
Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Guardians of the Grass, run with us on a John Deere X300 Select Series lawn tractor built for versatility. Because when you take pride in your lawn, you do it all. You mulch, bag, haul, grow, mow, and a whole lot more. And that's why the X300 Series takes care of everything with attachments for all your spring and summer projects. Because you're not just doing yard work, you're creating common ground for the whole neighborhood to enjoy. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Search John Deere X300 for more.
The Pentagon has passed a test, shooting down a missile launched in the Pacific with interceptors fired 4,000 miles away from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California.
The U.S. military tests its missile defense system, once known as Reagan's Star Wars. The Pentagon says it tried a new tactic yesterday during its first test in nearly 2 years. It fired multiple missiles to intercept a mock intercontinental ballistic missile in space. One to destroy the target or knock it off its path, another to act as backup. The Pentagon says the system worked exactly as intended and proves the U.S. has the ability to defend against ICBMs from countries like North Korea. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
The search continues in North Carolina for an inmate who made a jailbreak in Nash County yesterday afternoon. 4 others who escaped have been captured. Michael Avenatti is free and defiant as he faces up to 97 years in prison, charged in 2 cases Bank and wire fraud in California because they're trying to cheat a client out of a settlement. The other case in New York.
Attorney Michael Avenatti is out of jail on $300,000 bond after being arrested in Manhattan on charges of embezzling a client's money in order to pay his own expenses and debts. Federal prosecutors say he tried to shake down Nike for as much as $25 million by threatening the company with bad publicity. Avenatti says that's not what happened, and he's confident the evidence will back him up.
When due process occurs, that I will be fully exonerated and justice will be done.
Avenatti is best known for representing adult film star Stormy Daniels in her legal battles with President Trump. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
News just out on the economy. Home builders broke ground on fewer new projects last month. So-called housing starts dropped nearly 9%. New construction of single-family houses hit the lowest level in nearly 2 years. On Wall Street, Dow futures up over 100 before the opening bell. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news brought to you by your 217 mortgage team at Illinois National Bank. When you plan to buy your next home, go with Justin Gensler and the 217 mortgage team at Illinois National Bank. Visit them at their new location, 217 South Neal in downtown Champaign.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Monticelli with your ESPN 93.5 local news update. The Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District has some new bus routes starting today. The routes come with new construction. With the MCOR project closing off southbound traffic on Wright Street from Green to Chalmers, there are new routes beginning today. Baseball players are being kept off the field at Spalding Park. The wet weather recently could be to blame for the lackluster field conditions there at Spalding Park. Unit 4 officials tell the News-Gazette the roots have not established well enough into the ground with the sod. All Champaign Central baseball games and practices are being relocated to McKinley Field. Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin is calling for a stop to the expansion of video gambling. She wants a moratorium so the city can look at revising its liquor code. In a memo to the council ahead of last night's meeting, Marlin said city code and state law did not anticipate the rapid expansion of video gambling in grocery and liquor stores. You're up to date. I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Looking to buy a home in 2019? Don't leave your mortgage up in the air. Go with the lender that has the numbers to back it up.
Hi, my name is Justin Gensler with the 217 mortgage team at IMB. 2018 was an amazing year. As I look back and think about the over 250 families I helped through the mortgage process, I feel blessed to have had the opportunity to do what I do every day. In 2018, I helped numerous first-time home buyers. I helped clients purchase lower-end foreclosure homes, growing families buy homes with more room, families downsizing due to their children leaving to start their own family, all the way to luxurious high-end custom homes. So this year, when you make that next step, call me, Justin Gensler, Champaign County's #1 lender.
Champaign County Lender Ranking, sourced by CoreLogic.
Illinois National Bank. We make banking easy. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 477621. Justin's NMLS is 611367.
Here's your ESPN 93.5 3-day forecast from the National Weather Service.
Up to 53 today, 31 our low this evening. 54 the high tomorrow, partly cloudy, down to around 35. 63 with partly cloudy conditions on Thursday. A little rain in the forecast Friday. Right now the temperature's at 30 on ESPN 93.5.
All right, good to have you along. It is Tuesday, March 26th. Nice piece in the News-Gazette this morning about Brad Underwood and how this is such a changing basketball market from the standpoint of kids leaving. He said, heck, they play on 3 or 4 high schools and 5 or 6 AAU teams. Why would that habit quit when they get to college? Anyway, Illinois on the prowl, perhaps, for some grad transfer help, or maybe even somebody has to sit out a year. Just people kind of move around, but so far so good for us. All the Illini guys, at least at this point, coming back for the basketball team. So that's positive. Io DeSuma, according to Deion Thomas on Jeremy Warner yesterday, he's expected to test the waters, which he probably ought to do.
Yeah.
But they expect Iowa will be back.
Yes.
Okay, how millennials and Gen Zs are reshaping the future of the workforce. Millennials and their younger Bobby Albert is here, workplace strategist. What's a millennial? What's the age of a millennial? And what's a Gen Z again?
Well, the millennials were people that were born between the years of 1980 through 1995.
All right.
And the Generation Z's are 1996 to 2010.
So I got 1 millennial and 3 Gen Zers. Okay, just going to see where we are here. Brandished, let's see, the work-shy generation of snowflake tendencies. Millennials are said to expect too much freedom of their employers, and yet 84% report to experiencing burnout from their excessive workloads. Explain what an employer needs to do to keep a millennial happy.
Well, that's a very good question. I think the best thing for millennials and Generation Zs, especially them, but also what I'm about ready to share applies to also to baby boomers and Generation X. And then what it is, and research has proven this, is that millennials and Generation Zs, they want to hear from their employer, do you care for me? In other words, do you care for me as a person? Do I belong here? In other words, do I fit? Can I contribute toward the goals of this company? Does this company stand for something? And do you create a learning environment that I can do the best job I can do? It's interesting that research is showing those rather than worrying a lot about, can I make more money and all those kind of things.
You said something in there I picked up on. Do you stand for something? That's important to the millennials and Gen Zers, right?
Well, exactly. And I call it the True North Essentials. That means what you stand for are the core values, which is who you are, your purpose, why you exist, your vision, where you're going, and what I call super objectives. And some organization would say mission, but that's like, what do you want to accomplish every day?
Yeah. Bobby's book is Principled Profits, Outward Success is an Inside Job. Bobby, always a pleasure. What's your website? How do people find you?
Well, thank you for asking. It's pretty simple, BobbyAlbert.com, and they can just email me or just go to LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever they choose to communicate with me.
All right, my friend, always a pleasure, Bobby. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
You bet. 812 ESPN 93.5. Sports headlines will be next.
That romantic first date.
I love animals.
Me too.
Really?
Yes, I really love chicken.
Chickens, okay. I like chickens too.
And sausage and hot dogs.
Oh, well, those aren't really animals.
And I love bacon.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and brats?
Not an animal.
If you love fresh cut meat, you need to stop into the U of I Meat Sales Room. Open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 5:30 and Fridays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. off Florida on Maryland Avenue in Urbana.
Oh, yeah, I like pork too.
Still, not an animal.
What are you looking for in a car dealership? Great deals? Check. Tremendous service department with problems fixed right the first time? Check. Customer service that's in tune with your needs? Check. They're a Honda President's Award-winning dealership. They're Honda BMW Champaign. They are one of the best Honda dealers in America. So before you buy a vehicle, see what an award-winning dealership looks like. They're off Neal at Burwash in Savoy. Go online to Honda BMW at DriveChampaign.com.
Backed by popular demand, the Home Builders Association of East Central Illinois is bringing back See You at the Home Show. Brought to you by Lands Inc. on Friday, April 5th from 3 to 8 p.m. and Saturday, April 6th from 9 to 4 at the Hilton Garden Inn Champaign. A fun event for the whole family where you can interact with experts and professionals. Meet in person about your building dreams, home improvement ideas and projects, and explore emerging trends in home design, decor, remodeling, and smart home technologies. Cost to attend just $5 per family. See You at the Home Show, brought to you by Lands Inc. April 5th and 6th at the Hilton Garden Inn Champaign.
Jeep SUVs give you all kinds of freedom. The freedom of going anywhere, anytime in Jeep Wrangler, Motor Trend's 2019 SUV of the year. The freedom to travel in luxurious comfort with Jeep Grand Cherokee. The freedom of taking in more fresh air in Jeep Compass. Or the freedom to push your adventures to new lengths with efficient Jeep Cherokee. Visit Jeep.com today for legendary deals during the Jeep Freedom Days sales event. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
All right, 8:14, ESPN 93.5. Let's check sports headlines.
Our Illini baseball team in action, 17-4 on the season, and ranked number 23. We'll be in Terre Haute at 5 o'clock, taking on the Sycamores of Indiana State. They are 19-2 on the season. Illinois softball hosts EIU this evening. Our softball team is 20-7 on the season. Spring baseball has Cubs and Boston with Cubs on top. White Sox winning over Arizona, and St. Louis Cardinals over Memphis's Farm Club 6-3. So all the local teams winning. Looking forward to the opening day coming up on Thursday on US 105.9, your home for the Chicago Cubs. We've got Texas, and the St. Louis Cardinals will be facing Milwaukee.
Yep.
So you'll hear the action here.
Thursday afternoon at 2, by the way.
Exactly.
Matinee.
Okay, cool.
Let's get it.
So Bulls in Toronto tonight. Blackhawks in Arizona on ice this evening. St. Louis Blues over Vegas 3-1. NFL season is opening up with Packers and Bears. This is big news for our area. Maybe wanting to get the opening of the 100th season on September 5th. Packers have won 97 times. Bears have won 95 times. They've met a couple of hundred times since 1921. What a great rivalry. What a great way to start. Who wants to see the stinking Patriots?
Well, and you know what? There's a storyline. There's a storyline with Robert Kraft now, right? So
yes.
You're going to open the season of the 100th year in the NFL with Robert Kraft in the skybox.
Right.
I mean, that's not what they're looking for. So they said, how about Bears Packers? Okay.
I like it.
Because A, that's going to be a dandy. It's Aaron Rodgers, a Bear team that's way better than they've been. It'll be fun. It's a great call. I like what the NFL has done. Okay, I'm going to meet Tom Bruno. I don't know if Tom's ever been on the show, has he?
I don't think so.
I think he's been avoiding.
Okay.
That's coming up.
Illini Fighting Hunger invites you to help take a bite out of hunger in Champaign County. April 6th is the 7th annual Community and Campus Day of Service at the University of Illinois Memorial Stadium. Our goal is to pack 28,000 pounds of healthy meals for our neighbors right here throughout East Central Illinois. But we can't do it without you. Get your friends and go to dayofservice.cuvolunteer.org to register for your shift. 90-minute shifts are available from 9:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. on April 6th.
When servicing your vehicle, Midas covers you with ASC certified technicians installing the right parts at a competitive price. Owner and manager Dave Peters' crew has the skill to save you time and money on repairs. Quality services standard at your Urbana Midas store, ensuring your satisfaction. Get an oil change, engine and transmission work, brake service, tires and alignment, batteries, and of course, mufflers and exhaust. See Midas for manufacturer's scheduled maintenance for all makes. Service? It's spelled MIDAS. They're on West University, Urbana.
A natural noise sleep machine. Because nothing says sleep like noise. Next birthday, just send me gift money with Zelle. Now that'll help me sleep better. And you know how I feel about birds, Bev.
Gift better. Send money easily with Zelle. Look for Zelle in your banking app.
Must have a bank account in the U.S. to use Zelle. Zelle is an early warning services trademark.
Homeowner, taxpayer, university employee, and a townie. Those words describe Councilman Matthew Gladney. He knows Champaign. He grew up here. He understands the need to improve and maintain neighborhoods and the infrastructure in Champaign. As a homeowner and taxpayer in the community, Matthew Gladney understands the financial realities facing many of the people in our community. Support and vote for Councilman Matthew Gladney on Tuesday, April 2nd.
I'm Greg Stock, and I'm a member of the Champaign City Council. There are lots of qualities that you might look for in a city council member. One who listens and one who cares. Matt is both of those. Matt listens to his constituents and really cares about what they think and really cares about this community. Those are two great reasons why you should vote for Matthew Gladney.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Matthew Gladney, asking for your vote April 2nd. I've been endorsed by Champaign Firefighters, Local 1260, Champaign County's Business Empowered PAC, a number of Champaign business owners, the Champaign County AFL-CIO, my fellow colleagues on the City Council, and Illinois State Senator Scott Bennett. Please vote for me on April 2nd.
Paid for by friends of Matthew Gladney.
Dining out, you want easy parking. A restaurant with a full bar. Chefs who prepare great gourmet cuisine, appetizers, and casual fare to satisfy and surpass every standard. Date night, family gatherings, events, and parties where no doubt quality and service is assured. Does such a place exist? Yes, Hula Hands does, and it's here in Champaign. It's inside the spacious iHotel, where you can get a room as accommodating as the restaurant. Hula Hands Restaurant and Bar, just south of the State Farm Center.
Take your business to the top and win the gold when you shop local with CMI. Hi, I won gold, and I'm Bonnie Blair, here to tell you about the great service department at CMI on Bloomington Road. CMI's service department not only can answer all your chemical equipment questions, they are also here for you when you're faced with maintenance and repair issues. They also help customers with preventative maintenance all throughout the year. Call 359-6262. That's 359-6262.
All right, here's your ESPN 93.5 3-day forecast from the National Weather Service.
A nice day today with the sunshine, up to 50, down to 28 this evening. 57 with sunshine expected tomorrow, down to 45. More clouds on Thursday's forecast with a high 61. 58 with rainy conditions as we wrap up the week Friday. We're currently at a 32 on ESPN 93.5.
We're going to check in with Rachel Sutherland, Fox News Radio, live from New York City, coming up in a few moments. The latest on the Mueller report and all of that. Stand by for that. We did play a montage of stuff from CNN and MSNBC over the last 2 years. You can see how people are really surprised by no hurt walk and handcuffs, because that's what we thought we were going to get. Unbelievable. We'll talk about it next. It's 8:20 ESPN 93.5.
From the Fox Business Network, construction on new homes declined nearly 9% last month. Housing starts in February were below year-ago levels, a sign of a slowdown in the housing market. Home building increased 27% in the Midwest, but it wasn't enough to make up for large declines in the rest of the U.S. Construction dropped 30% in the Northeast, 19% in the West, and was down 7% in the South. Housing permits needed for future construction also declined. Uber is buying a rival ride service company in the Middle East, Careem Networks. Uber Technologies is paying more than $3 billion. Johnson & Johnson Vision has developed a new type of contact lens for people with allergies. It's a daily disposable antihistamine releasing lens. The company says 2 studies are showing potential. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network, The Candidates with Brett Baer. Each week, Fox's chief political anchor, Brett Baer, sits down with a panel of Fox News personalities and experts to bring you up-to-date information on potential 2020 presidential candidates.
I'm going to get me a beer.
The state of play.
Justice rings out for all.
And the possible path to victory.
Who's going to beat Donald Trump?
Subscribe now to The Candidates with Brett Baer, wherever you get your podcasts, or foxnewspodcasts.com.
Exclamation point.
Hey, I'm Joel Kuski with Kuski Landscaping. We've built our company on the principles of trust and integrity, okay?
Absolutely. I would recommend him 100%. Just by seeing his guys out there working, some neighbors have come up to us. Some people in other neighborhoods that kind of do a walk around the neighborhood have asked us who we've used for landscaping, and we've been happy to share that it's been Joel and his guys.
I'm Joel Kuski, and you can connect with me at Kuski.com, KOUSKI.com.
Hi, I'm James Hinchcliffe. I'm in your speakers today to talk to you about the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event, where every Honda has the soul of a race car. But James, how is this a dream event if I'm currently awake? Well, fake person asking me that question, it's called Dream because you can get the Honda of your dreams during this event.
Like the Honda Accord with 1.9% APR financing on select 2019 models. Named Car and Driver's America's Best Sedan. Hurry into your local Honda dealer for the Dream Garage Spring Event happening now.
APR financing offers available for well-qualified buyers. See dealer for financing details. Excludes hybrid models.
Hi, I'm James Hinchcliffe. I'm here to talk to you about the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event, where every Honda has the soul of a race car. But James, how is this a dream event if I'm currently awake? It's called Dream because you can get the Honda of your dreams during this event.
Like the Honda Civic with 2.9% APR financing on select 2019 models and a 5-star performance rating from Car and Driver.
Visit your Central Illinois Honda dealers or go to centralilhondadealers.com.
APR financing offers available for well-qualified buyers. See dealer for financing details. Excludes Civic Type R. 5-star performance rating from Car and Driver.
Tom Bruno would appreciate heading. Here we go. Tom Bruno wants to be on that Champaign City Council again. What in the world? How come?
Well, Stevie, I think there's a lot of challenges that lie ahead in the city of Champaign. First of which may be just financial. I think the state of Illinois is going to cut back on the amount it distributes to local communities. We're going to have some difficult budgeting and financial times in the next 4 years. And there's many projects we started that I'd like to see us make more progress on.
How many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing this 22 years now, since 1997. But I'm really proud of what we've done with our downtown. I think it's a success story. It didn't happen by accident. It was guided and nurtured and fertilized and planted.
Well, it's a poppin' place on a Friday night, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's where you go. Tom Bruno, 22 years, wants to serve some more. Has anybody else been there that long? I don't think so.
Well, Mike Ledoux was on the council for 22 years. He's been off for the past 2 years. He's running as one of the 8 people running for the 3 seats.
It's an at-large?
He's running now as an at-large council member. But the 3 incumbents, myself included, are also running. And so there's 8 names on the ballot for 3 spots. And I'd like to get people's support and vote. I'd appreciate it.
All right. And in Champaign, there's no R or D by the name, correct?
No, it's a wonderful thing about the city.
Isn't that the way the county should do that, don't you?
We operate on a nonpartisan basis. I've not been active in any partisan politics of either party. And I try to be independent, and it frees me up to look at each issue individually.
It's kind of common sense. I mean, you guys can act as not supporting any particular party, which is better for us.
It enables us to have real meaningful discussions about policy issues without falling into party labels.
Do you know what each other is? I mean, do you guys?
Oh, yeah. I mean, several of my colleagues are involved in local partisan politics, but
not you.
But not me, and we leave it all behind when we get to city council meetings.
I think that's great. It's a way to do it. So running, it's April 2, which is Tuesday?
It is. And
week from today.
And now you can early vote today at Brookins.
Okay.
But starting tomorrow, early voting opens up to several more locations, including the Leonard Center, the a church on 3rd and Bradley. So there are additional locations that will open up tomorrow for early voting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I mean, what's the number? 1,000 votes? It's not going to take.
Oh, there will be 5,000 or 6,000 votes cast in the city of Champaign.
But for you to win would be 500 or 1,000. I mean, I don't think it's.
Well, it's an at-large seat, so you get You get 3 votes for 3 seats.
Okay.
So I hope to get a lot of votes.
Your family's supportive, Tom. Let's talk about your family and your background.
Sure. I came down to Champaign as an 18-year-old to go to the University of Illinois and fell in love with this community and never went home again back to the western suburbs. So I've been down here since all of my adult life, and I now have 3 children. I'm proud of all of them. My 2 sons have gone into the law, and I practice law with them, and my daughter is a licensed clinical social worker, and she's followed in my wife's footsteps.
Wonderful. All right. So how long have you been rocking the white mustache?
Well,
a long time.
It's been white a long time now.
It's been white a while, but it was dark before that.
It was big and bushy.
Yeah.
I've had this mustache since I was a junior in high school.
Is that right?
Not exactly this one.
Right,
but a mustache. I've not been clean shaven on my upper lip since I was 16 or 17 years old. And so I don't know what I would look like.
I mean, it would be different.
It would be.
You'd look in the mirror and say, wait a minute, who is that guy? Tom Bruno wants to be on that Champaign City Council. Appreciate your service. I think I remember the day and you might have been serving, Jerry Swihart was on my show and we were talking about cats. And I said, you talked 2 hours about cats.
Yeah, those were big issues at the time. What do we do about cats running at large?
And see, that's why I would never work, because I would say, it's your cat, your responsibility. Next issue, tip off in 20 minutes. Let's go.
We had a robust discussion about backyard chickens.
I remember that.
That's right.
I remember that. And I guess I was against that. Poor Karen Foster loved it. Actually, I haven't heard many issues. Maybe it's worked out well.
It's worked out just fine.
Okay, good.
A handful of...
I was wrong.
You were wrong, Stevie.
Wrong.
A handful of families have backyard chickens. We've had no complaints.
Great. See, I was wrong.
And the complaint we thought was going to be the roosters crowing early in the morning.
No, we don't allow roosters, only hens.
Just hens. So
Karen, you had that solved.
Hey, Karen, you were right and I was wrong. Well done. That's why you're there. We're there and I wasn't. So good stuff. Well, Tom, we want people to get out and vote.
Yeah.
And BRUNO is how you spell your last name. You can early vote. One more thing, as probably one of the premier defense attorneys these days, I don't know, and I agree, it's the American way to give somebody a vigorous defense, but when you know somebody is just isn't any good and you still do it, that's a real American thing to do, but I'd have a hard time doing it.
We lawyers are ethically bound to defend everybody who walks in the door. That's how our system operates.
I think that's absolutely right, but just personally, you're just going, ugh. You've had moments, haven't you?
I'm human, I have a family, but... that's my ethical obligation. I swore to do that as a lawyer. Our law firm helps people in their darkest hours when they've done something sinful or horrible or that of which they're embarrassed. And that's how our system works. Yep. Everybody's entitled to have somebody go to bat for them to make sure the result is fair and just.
Best system in the world.
It is the best system in the world.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in.
It's my pleasure,
nice
Stevie.
Nice to chat. We'll have to have you back sometime to talk stuff.
Anytime.
There's stuff to talk about.
Yeah. There is.
Thank you, Tom. Nice
Thank
to
you, Stevie.
Tom you Bruno. Can learn more at tombruno.com.
Yep. Running for Champaign City Council. ESP on 93.5. We'll check your Fox News next. Local news after that. Rachel Sutherland live from New York City. Fox News Radio. That's also just ahead. Hi, it's Stevie J. When I needed a new roof, I called Roof Doctors. Actually called a lot of roofing companies to get estimates. But I felt great talking to Randy. I felt that he was honest, reliable, and affordable, and I felt I could trust him. You know what? I was right. They did a terrific job. After they did my roof, I had them do my mom's roof. You know how much you have to like a company to recommend to your mom? With 30 years of experience and the best warranties, call today for a free estimate at 328-7529 or go to roofdoctorsco.com.
Yeah. So much rhythm. Babysitting your kids while they play the jazziest jazz I've ever heard jazzed is totally fine. But what's actually frustrating is the check you're handing me and the days it will take to clear. Next time, just send me money with Zelle.
Night out better. Pay your sitter easily with Zelle. Look for Zelle in your banking app.
Must have a bank account in the U.S. to use Zelle. Zelle is an early warning services trademark.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The House votes today on whether to override President Trump's veto of a bill blocking his emergency declaration to pay for a border wall. That vote's expected to fall short. The Defense Department has approved the transfer, meantime, of $1 billion for new fence construction.
It would be 18 feet tall and 57 miles long along the Yuma and El Paso sectors. Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan has authorized the commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to begin planning and executing the project. The money would also be used to build and improve roads and install new lighting.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. One inmate's on the loose with 4 recaptured after a jailbreak in North Carolina. Nath County Sheriff Keith Stone says they forced their way through an old fence in the exercise yard.
They're playing basketball, playing handball in here. They're kicking it. They're seeing how it moves back and forth. There's no stability in it.
He says where the escape happened was in a security camera's blind spot. This is Fox News.
When it comes to homes, it makes a difference whom you list with and buy through. It makes a difference in down payment, sales price, purchase price, level of satisfaction, and countless other areas. For the best in quality and service, call Carol Meinhardt and the Selling Homes 24/7 team at RE/MAX Choice. Carol has experience with residential homes, commercial homes, rental properties, and so much more. Find them online at sellinghomes24-7.com or call or text them today at 217-840-3328. Carol and her team look forward to hearing from you.
You probably don't wake up at night thinking about the top right corner of your dresser. You know, the corner that sticks out about shoulder height, and if moved, will bear claw the wall during a move. The move specialists at 2 Minute a Truck do think about these things. They care about sharp corner, gougy things, so you don't have to. It's what keeps us awake. Rest easy. Enjoy your move. 2 Minute a Truck. Movers who care. Visit 2menchampagne.com for your accurate moving estimate.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Monticelli with your ESPN 93.5 local news update. Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin is calling for a stop to the expansion of video gambling. She wants a moratorium so the city can look at revising its liquor code. In a memo to the council ahead of last night's meeting, Marlin said city code and state law did not anticipate the rapid expansion of video gambling in grocery and liquor stores. Her memo comes a week after the council approved plans for a grocery store to add gambling machines. The Visit Champaign County Foundation will honor local tourism ambassadors of the greater Champaign County area at their annual Toast to Tourism coming up May 15th at the I Hotel. Nominations are open for the 2019 Tourism Impact Awards. For those who have greatly contributed to travel and tourism in the greater Champaign County area, nominations are being taken through the Visit Champaign County website at visitchampaigncounty.org/Toast to Tourism. That goes through April 10th. You're up to date. I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Cheer on your favorite team at Pia's. From the Big Ten tournament to the big dance, Pia's Sports Bar is your home for all the March Madness mayhem. Enjoy the game while filling up with their famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger, along with great wings and so much more. Watch all the March Madness mayhem this month at Pia's Sports Bar with live video gaming, sports, food, and fun. See you at Pia's, West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Jeep SUVs give you all kinds of freedom. The freedom of going anywhere, anytime in Jeep Wrangler, Motor Trend's 2019 SUV of the year. The freedom to travel in luxurious comfort with Jeep Grand Cherokee. The freedom of taking in more fresh air in Jeep Compass. Or the freedom to push your adventures to new lengths with efficient Jeep Cherokee. Visit Jeep.com today for legendary deals during the Jeep Freedom Days sales event. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Living our promise, Busey Associates are committed to you and your community. As a testament to our dedicated associates, Busey is among Best Banks to Work For and Best Places to Work from American Banker Magazine and Best Companies Group. We're pleased to provide service excellence in the communities we serve. Visit Busey.com or stop by one of our many convenient locations for solutions to your financial needs. Busey, your dream, our promise. Member FDIC.
All right, let's check your ESPN 93.5 3-day forecast from the National Weather Service.
Plenty of sunshine, Stevie. We've got a high near 50 down to 29 this evening. 57 the high with sunshine expected tomorrow. Then more clouds, mostly cloudy Thursday, high 61. 58 the high with rainy conditions as we wrap up the week Friday. We're currently at 32 on ESPN 93.5.
Okie dokie. Jeremy Warner Show coming up, 25 minutes. Had Deion Thomas on one more time yesterday. Deion said, yeah, he expects everybody to be back on this basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that he's got to test the NBA. I don't think he's ready for that, but I sure think he's an NBA player someday. Ayo Dosunmu, just as a fan, I think he's going to be really good. But Illinois basketball could be pretty darn good next year. The challenging part is I think the expectations will ratchet way up. I think that Illinois will be picked in the top 5 or 6, I would think, of the Big Ten, meaning NCAA. And that's kind of where we need to go. And I saw flashes of fun this year. It really, really was. That Michigan State was the pinnacle of the year, there's no doubt. That win against a really good basketball team at home, the way we did that was really, really fun. So hopefully a whole bunch of that will be coming up. Rachel Sutherland is Fox News Ace reporter at Sutherland Fox on Twitter. No relation, Kiefer or Donald, but in any event, she's awesome. D.C. Bureau, Rachel Sutherland, no news from the D.C. Bureau. Hearing a few Mueller report stories, but that's about it. I wonder, and I played the montage of the CNN, MSNBC nonstop for 675 days of the tipping point and, going to leave office, going to be impeached. All of that stuff fed to them every day. I wonder if this will make some in the journalism world reflect and say, should we make sure maybe we are more factual?
Well, I don't know if they're reflecting or not. I mean, you would imagine that they would be after such a splash of cold water and no collusion after almost 2 years. And, but I was thinking about it and thinking, okay, what if I had former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper sitting across from me, or John Brennan, or some of those heavyweights from the Obama administration? They're supposed to have credibility. So as journalists, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. As journalists, we try to trust our sources. And if they're telling us things, that's what we can rely on. Now we're supposed to dig deeper and check the other side as well. And maybe they didn't do that. I mean, John Brennan himself came out and said that maybe he was just wrong about, what he had thought was going to happen. Well, I don't know that I would have him back on my show again. Not that he's been on my show, but it's just, you can get burned by people telling you things. And one thing is for sure is that there was a lot of confusion, during the 2016 election, and it still continues. There are 6 House Committee chairmen who are demanding the special counsel's report by next week. They're still not, fully convinced.
No, and I said, my line totally, and I totally believe it, is nothing stops It's the same. It'll be the same thing because if you have a circus full of animals and all kinds of fun, why would you stop and shut the tent down when there are people outside ready to pay? You can't. It's a thing. It's an industry. It's a cottage industry. Rachel Maddow does not rate without this stuff. It has to be scandal and injustice, and you got to impeach this president. I mean, it's the whole industry.
Well, I really don't want to comment too much on other cable networks. I can tell you that as, a reporter in general, that covering this has been one of the biggest, if not the biggest challenge of my career because of the confusion surrounding it, because of the cacophony of voices and saying different things for 2 years, parallel narratives, all kinds of conspiracy theories, and not a whole lot to back it up.
Well, when you hear the reporters say stuff, don't you say, "Gosh, I wonder where they got that"? That's what you guys do.
Yeah, of course. And then I think, well, maybe, I need to work my sources, and then over here at our network, we've been working our sources, and we come up with different answers. And so I think it's been a very challenging time for a lot of journalists. And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate in that, you look back at the weapons of mass destruction reporting. At that time, all reporters had to go on was what the intelligence communities, not only in the United States but around the world, were telling them. Yeah. And, well, that was a bust. So,
but you guys were reporting on what you were being told. I think this one is almost more wishful thinking reporting versus you have anything to back that up.
And you also have to separate, news divisions and opinion shows. And these days, the lines are blurred so much in a way that they never were. And so Rachel Maddow, I view her as a cable news personality, not necessarily a reporter.
Same with everything on Fox after 6 p.m. Central. I mean, but 5 to 6 our time, 6 to 7 Eastern. I think Brett Baer's got
report.
That's the best news hour on TV. Because
I try to get it every night.
It's the absolute. That's what it used to be. That's the news. It's got both sides. You discuss it. It's good. And listen, it's really, really a good hour. And you're right. It is blurred when you can like the story. You can like Tucker Carlson, all that stuff. But it's not straight Brett Baer either. So you got to know that about Rachel Maddow and the others as well. So there's no question people get confused about their opinion, which is an editorial, which is fine if it's in the editorial page. That's all good. But the journalist like you got to say, man, I don't know if I can verify that in 2 sources and all those things. But listen, this thing called America, I don't think works without you. You've got to be my watchdog. You've got to ask the tough questions for whether you're red or blue. It doesn't matter. I need to know.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I would hate to see the institution of journalism hurt over all this, but I think actually it is.
It is. And
it has been.
And I know Donald Trump pounds it, and they deserve some of that, but you also can't discredit your industry because we have to have it. We have to have good journalism or we're all hurting.
Yeah, and if the shoe's on the other foot, you need to investigate something.
No question.
Yep. Yeah, I got to have it.
You got it going on, Rachel. Well done at Sutherland Fox. Always appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Thank you. 842. ESPN 93.5, but it's just I need to know, but I can't
keep the opinions out of it unless you have an editorial.
Unless you're an editorial opinion person, then that's an industry too.
That's right.
Your opinion is an industry. That's fine, but it just needs to be. I'm not. If you're a news person, and then you go off on a particular story, but then you're back to a news person.
Right.
What are you? You're just some sort of weird hybrid. I don't want. Do my news or do my opinion. Yep. That's okay, just as long as we all understand it. But if you've never seen Brett Baer on the Special Report 5 to 6, I challenge you to watch it and tell me how that's not a good hour.
He's pretty fair.
It's just it's reporting. That's a good reporting hour. It's just really, really well done. And I don't know what else I can cite. Maybe I haven't really seen CBS, NBC, ABC for a long time. But maybe I need to watch for sure and at least give them a try. Okay, we'll be right back, 8:43.
Hey, everybody, it's Shane from Rosati's Pizza. Who remembers that fish that was mounted on the wall, you pressed a button, and it talked back in the 90s?
Fish is returned to Rosati's for Lent. Hurry on in and help us pay our rent.
Hey, don't worry, the rent's covered, and we've got you covered when it comes to fresh, crispy fish right now at Rosati's Pizza. Stop by and see me and the crew at 701 South Gregory, or place your order by phone at 328-2334. That's 328-2334.
What are you looking for in a car dealership? Great deals? Check. Tremendous service department with problems fixed right the first time? Check. Customer service that's in tune with your needs? Check. They're a Honda President's Award-winning dealership. They're Honda BMW Champaign. They are one of the best Honda dealers in America. So before you buy a vehicle, see what an award-winning dealership looks like. They're off Neal at Burwash in Savoy. Go online to Honda BMW at DriveChampaign.com.
Hey, it's Mike Carpenter from Tay & Carp, and I endorse Kenton Elmore for Champaign City Council. Now, admittedly, I'm a bit biased. I've known Kenton for over 15 years, dating back to high school when we were in rock bands together. But I can not only speak for his strong character, but also Kenton's undying passion for Champaign. Kenton is prepared to serve Champaign with the energy, passion, and fresh perspective it deserves. I wholeheartedly endorse Kenton Elmore for Champaign City Council, not just as his friend, but as a proud citizen of this wonderful community. On April 2nd, vote Kenton Elmore for Champaign City Council.
Hi, I'm Kenton Elmore, and I'm asking for your vote for Champaign City Council on April 2nd. Having been raised in this community and through my service on the City of Champaign's Human Relations Commission, I feel the pulse of our community, and I know where you want us to go moving forward. I have prepared myself to be the servant leader Champaign needs as we continue to grow and leave no neighborhoods or citizens behind in that journey to prosperity. So vote for our future, your future, and the voice that will serve you along the way. Vote Kenton for Champaign City Council on April 2nd.
Uber has been doing a ton of great things this last year, and Uber Rewards is going to make you love Uber even more. With Uber Rewards, you'll get rewarded for things you're already doing. Every eligible dollar you spend on rides and Uber Eats earns you points that unlock amazing benefits, like Uber Cash, complimentary surprise upgrades, flexible cancellations, and so much more. Your life is about to get more rewarding thanks to Uber. Get all the info and terms at uber.com/rewards. That's uber.com/rewards.
Don't miss the 9th annual Stevie J Broadcasting Caravan to Busch Stadium as we enjoy the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs Sunday, June 2nd at 1:15. We only have 2 buses this year, and tickets are now on sale at the ESPN 93.5 studios. For $259 per ticket, get seats in the National Car Rental Suite with all food and beverages included, or buy your infield terrace ticket for only $139. Ticket prices include motor coach transportation. Get more details today online at ESPNCU.com. All right, hope you can join us. This is going to be a fun bus trip.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
And actually, if you want to try to win tickets, U of I Meet Sales Room has that going on. And while you're there off of Florida, near Maryland and Lincoln, between 1 and 5:30, signing up to win. You can grab some burgers and broths and dogs and steaks and bacon. Again, Cubs versus Cardinals, June 2nd. Speaking of that, Cubs over Boston yesterday. White Sox win over Arizona. St. Louis over Memphis in the Farm Club. And I was just reading how Adam Wainwright was on the mound. Pitched to Marcell Ozuna, 3-run homer.
Yeah.
And then when Yadier Molina comes up, he's Ruth-like and points to left field, calling the shot. Wainwright grinned, threw inside, tested Molina with a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. He got a ground out to shortstop, and the game motored on.
Fun.
So we're looking forward to the season start. That's on Thursday against Milwaukee.
Come on.
And they'll be facing Milwaukee a bunch.
The Cubs and Cardinals and Milwaukee play 10 times in the first 24 games.
Unbelievable.
10 times. They only play 19 for the entire season, and by April 24, half will be done with Milwaukee, who's a real big competitor.
That's right.
Hopefully with the Cardinals, the Cubs are still the man. Cubs on US 105.9. I don't know what's going to happen. The Cubs are it's a weird culture thing going on right now with all the changes they've made in the clubhouse and the way they're doing their business. It's odd. It's a real odd dynamic. Here's what I think of the Cubs.
Okay.
I think the Cubs overreacted to the bad finish they had. And then we talk about not extending Joe Madden, and the team, is going to maybe they'll trade Chris Bryant, and it was just nuts.
Right.
Theo just lost it. I mean, he's one of the best. He got Boston and the Cubs a World Series. Several in Boston. But, Cubs are still got the best personnel in the National League.
We'll see how it shakes out. And Cubs versus Cardinals at the end of the season, strong.
Yeah, 6 games in the last 8 days or something,
right.
10 days or something.
So our baseball team is facing Indiana State today at Terre Haute, and the softball in action this evening against EIU. So go Illini.
I'm Cindy Summers, and I'm voting for Mayor Deb Finan, who I have known for a lifetime. Deb is a great mayor and also a townie who understands our community and the people here. She has devoted her life to public service to make Champaign the best it can be.
Hi, my name is Michelle Wong, and I'm supporting Mayor Deb Finan because she cut through the red tape. She worked to modernize the liquor license to allow businesses like mine to serve a drink to customer while they enjoy their services like having their nails done.
I am Councilmember Vanna Pianfetti, and I'm supporting Mayor Deb Finan because she is dedicated to helping other women succeed. I am so proud to be part of the first female majority on the Champaign City Council led by Mayor Finan.
I am Mayor Deb Finan. I'm proud to be endorsed by these ladies and the Champaign Firefighters Local 1260, the Illinois Realtor PAC, the AFL-CIO, and the Champaign County Chamber Business Empowered PAC. I'm asking for your vote on April 2nd.
Paid for by Citizens for Deb Frank Finan.
Jeep SUVs give you all kinds of freedom. The freedom of going anywhere, anytime in Jeep Wrangler, Motor Trend's 2019 SUV of the year. The freedom to travel in luxurious comfort with Jeep Grand Cherokee. The freedom of taking in more fresh air in Jeep Compass. Or the freedom to push your adventures to new lengths with efficient Jeep Cherokee. Visit Jeep.com today for legendary deals during the Jeep Freedom Days sales event. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
You probably don't wake up at night thinking about the top right corner of your dresser. You know, the corner that sticks out about shoulder height, and if moved, will bear claw the wall during a move. The move specialists at 2 Men in a Truck do think about these things. They care about sharp corner, gougy things, so you don't have to. It's what keeps us awake. Rest easy. Enjoy your move. 2 Men in a Truck. Movers who care. Visit 2menchampaign.com for your accurate moving estimate.
Here's your ESPN 93.5 3-day forecast from the National Weather Service.
Just updated minutes ago, we're facing a high around 50, down to around 29 this evening with the sunshine, up to 57 tomorrow, down to around 45, 62 on Thursday with some clouds, and then rainy with a high 58 come Friday. We're currently at 34 on ESPN 93.5.
Homeowner, taxpayer, university employee, and a townie. Those words describe Councilman Matthew Gladney. He knows Champaign. He grew up here. He understands the need to improve and maintain neighborhoods and the infrastructure in Champaign. Over the past 4 years, Gladney has worked with our public safety network to face gun problems. Support and vote for Councilman Matthew Gladney on Tuesday, April 2nd.
I'm Angie Bricks, and I serve on the Champaign City Council with Matthew Gladney. Matthew is someone who's very thoughtful. He truly makes an effort to understand the issues. He's willing to meet with people. He goes to a lot of community events to get varying perspectives. At the end of the day, it's not about Matthew, but what's best for the city of Champaign and for the people who live here.
Hi, I'm Councilman Matthew Gladney, and I would appreciate your vote April 2nd. I vow to continue to work hard and make well-informed decisions to keep giving Champaign residents and taxpayers what they need and expect. Vote for me on April 2nd.
Paid for by friends of Matthew Gladney.
When servicing your vehicle, Midas covers you with ASC certified technicians installing the right parts at a competitive price. Owner and manager Dave Peters' crew has the skill to save you time and money on repairs. Quality services standard at your Urbana Midas store, ensuring your satisfaction. Get an oil change, engine and transmission work, brake service, tires and alignment, batteries, and of course, mufflers and exhaust. See Midas for manufacturer's scheduled maintenance for all makes. Service? It's spelled M-I-D-A-S. They're on West University, Urbana. All right. Jeremy Warner coming up next after the final break here. It'll be the Jeremy Warner Show. Tan Carp this afternoon. Cubs, did you say Thursday?
Yes.
In Texas.
Yes.
Is that at night?
Oh, boy. Austin, do you know? 3:05 start.
Another matinee. So
on US 105.9.
And the Cardinals play at 2, I think. So we got 2 matinees getting it going.
It says 1:10 on the calendar. at Milwaukee.
Well, does it say 1? Maybe that 2 o'clock was the Eastern time.
But then again, that's kind of...
It could be Eastern time.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, we're just trying to get set because we only have 162 of these coming up.
Exactly.
So
starting to get in that mode.
Got to get ready.
Exactly.
Cubs start 9 times on the road. 9 times in a row on the road.
We're not home until April 6th or something.
You want to go to play Wrigley Field off the lake in March?
Well, that's true.
Want to play in
I'll
March?
take the warmer conditions.
Yeah,
You're right.
It's definitely better at this point to play in Texas and Atlanta and then wherever else they are. I don't know, Milwaukee, I think. Mm-hmm. They can close the roof in Milwaukee. That's kind of nice. It'd be nice to close the roof at Wrigley, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but...
Part of the ambiance,
got the ivy and all that.
Yeah.
And that rooftop party is fun. You could go inside if you do the game like that.
There you go. Well, that's true. Can't see a thing, though, from the rooftop, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's right over.
All right.
I mean, it's like sitting in right field or left field or whatever.
It's just a little further
back.
We
had a great time with that, Stevie J Broadcasting.
Yeah.
I still communicate with my boss on that.
Do you?
Some of our fans.
Well, you can jump on our June 2nd bus trip. You can come by our studio and buy tickets for that.
Sounds good.
And the NFL has announced that it's the Bears-Packers to open the season.
That's right, September 5th.
That's a Thursday night at Soldier Field, Chicago. That will be fun.
I love it.
And, the Bears, man, I'm telling you, Bears are the real deal this year.
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll meet tomorrow.
All right, enjoy the day.
It's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Thanks for listening. Again, we appreciate you. Jeremy Warner Show coming up next. Some good stuff from Jeremy just ahead. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow. Thanks again for listening. Have a great Tuesday. You know the name Tapman's as a recognized leader in collision repair. Tim's Auto Body's name change reflects the great heritage that Tim Tapman continues in Champaign. As Tapman's collision car star, Tapman's reputation for quality vehicle painting and repair, top name parts and painting products, third generation craftsman and friendly customer service working with your insurance ensures your satisfaction. For a no hassle, timely, worry-free experience, Tapman's Collision. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, it's excellence Tapman's way. Call them or go online, timtapman.com.
Your car's tires telling you it's time for a change? Right now at CarX Tire and Auto, we've got some of the major tire lines available with an incredible deal. Buy 3, get 1 free. Select tires from Kelly and Economy are all buy 3, get 1 free. Then let your CarX trained mechanic handle mounting, balancing, and expert installation. Visit your CarX man in Champaign and Danville as this tire offer won't last long. Stop in, call, or schedule online at CarX.com.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
It's time to mark your calendars for the Game Day Spirit Spring Stadium Sale. Illinois merchandise will be liquidated out of Memorial Stadium on Saturday, April 13th at 9 a.m. Find items marked up to 90% off retail price and find team-issued Nike apparel right from the Illinois Athletics Equipment Room. Follow Game Day Spirit on Facebook for more information and previews on sale items. It's the Game Day Spirit Spring Stadium Sale. Get your gear at Game Day and go Illini!
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. As independent financial advisors, we can help ensure you're following a strategy that makes sense, no matter what the market is doing. Take control of your financial life with a complimentary consultation. We will help create a plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 3017 Village Office Place in Champaign, or call 217-366-3456, or find us online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands. Summer's coming, and if your air conditioning isn't working properly, here's a great offer from Lands. For a limited time, we're offering instant rebates up to $1,000 or special long-term financing with approved credit on qualifying Trane systems. That's $1,000 in instant rebates or special financing. Call Lands for details or find us online at landsinc.com. And remember, it's hard to stop a train. Any season, anytime, you can count on Lands.
See Lands or visit Trane.com for complete program eligibility dates, details, and restrictions.
Calling all contractors, announcing the Ferguson and Ram Commercial Ultimate Van Giveaway. We're handing over the keys to a Ram Commercial ProMaster van stacked so high with brand name tools, you'll be glad you've got that 76 inches of cargo height. We'll even brand it for you, so there'll be no doubt who's riding in style. Worth over 100,000 big ones. Enter at Ferguson.com/Ram Van Giveaway. Hear that? That's opportunity hunting. No purchase necessary. For official rules and eligibility details, visit Ferguson.com/Ram Van Giveaway.
Come one, come all, and join us for the 12th Annual Disability Resource Expo. This free event is open to the whole family and will be held on Saturday, March 30th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Vineyard Church, 1500 North Lincoln Avenue, just off I-74 in Urbana. Over 100 exhibitors will be showcasing services and supports available for people with disabilities, including healthcare, employment, housing, recreation, education, transportation, and support networks. This family-friendly event has a children's activity room that is open all day. A variety of live entertainment will be provided, including a live service dog demonstration and old-time country music with John Kopus. The expo will also provide an awareness activity that highlights current TV shows featuring people with disabilities. There will be door prizes awarded throughout the day and grand prize drawings at the end of the day. For more information, please call 367-5703 or log on to disabilityresourceexpo.org.
Hi, this is Sarah,
Shannon, and Sylvia about an empty tomb work.
In this world, some things are just not right.
One of them is little kids under 5 dying from simple causes in 40 countries.
You can feel hopeless.
Or you can donate $50 once a year at missionmatch.org.
Strengthen the supply lines.
Through churches.
In Jesus' name.
There's a lot you cannot do.
You can do this.
MissionMatch.org.
The tradition lives on at the Illini Inn, located in the heart of Campus Town. Since 1970, thousands have frequented the inn, and the tradition lives on in a fully renovated space. Yes, the famous Mug Club, still around. Stop by, join today. You might just be member 100,000. Yep, there's that many that have joined the club. You should join today. Stop by the Illini Inn for lunch or dinner. They offer daily food and drink specials, including salad, wings, pizza, and more. The Illini Inn, an Illinois tradition. Find them at 901 South 4th Street, at theilliniinn.com, or search the Illini Inn on Facebook.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.